good morning also from us, and welcome to our final presentation. We are Team Safer Days, and that is Amila, Daniela, David, Dilara, and Thati. And we are a very diverse and interdisciplinary group, which came in quite handy in this project, we think. We come from different countries. We all have study backgrounds and work experience in different areas, such as user experience and network and media technology, economics, urban and regional planning, and sustainable development. And now Thati will start introducing you to our challenge.
We got a challenge from Svenska Bostäder, which is a housing-owned company owned by the city of Stockholm. Well, it is one of the largest property owner here in Sweden and has close to 27,000 apartments for more than 60,000 people. Well, statistics shows that people who live in rental housing are 63% more likely to feel unsafe compared to own housing. Svenska Bostäder vision for 2027 is together for a sustainable life in and between the houses. Therefore, we give us this challenge to find an innovative solution to improve safety in the residential areas. Diving into the challenge, we started with emphasizing a part of design thinking methodology. We investigated the feeling of safety, interviewed several employees from Svenska Bostäder and talked to people living in Husby. This is because we wanted to pick an area to study closer. After talking to Svenska Bostäder and researching a bit, we decided on Husby, an area in the northwest of Stockholm. Well, during this process, we found out that when talking about safety, people often refer to physical improvements such as security doors, lighting solution, lighting up dark corners. We realized and I believe that Svenska Bostäder is already created improving physical factors. Therefore, we try to find out about other factors that also influence the feeling of safety. The next slide is about our important insights.
Yes. So when we were gathering all the information and knowledge we gained during the first weeks, we defined our most important insights related to the feeling of safety. And the first one is a sense of belonging seems to increase the feeling of safety. When talking to people, we found out that a common denominator for people feeling safe in their area was that they knew who their neighbors are and they felt being part of a community. Therefore, we think this is a very important aspect when it comes to the feeling of safety. The second one is the negative media contributes to one's perception of an area and how safe it is. So this is quite obvious, but the negative image influences two things we found out. So first, some people feel unsafe in an area because of what they heard or read about this area, and that really influences their feeling of safety. But on the other hand, there's also a lot of people that actually feel safe in the area, but they refrain from mentioning that they live in this area because of the negative image. So the next point is related to that police presence and security cameras and security measures like this are very often brought up when talking about safety. However, it seems unclear if these measures really improve the feeling of safety. Obviously, police presence is necessary for fighting crime and things like this, but when it comes to feeling safe, the evidence is not as clear, actually. Another very important aspect to keep in mind is that perceived safety is highly individual. Past experiences and personal characteristics and current circumstances, they all influence how safe a person feels. And the last insight we want to highlight is that exchange and collaboration, both within and with other actors in an area, is beneficial and could really lead to synergies when it comes to the feeling of safety.
And now let's have a look at the 5 initial concepts that we created in the first half of the course. Our first concept, Together for Husby, is about improving the exchange between and collaboration with different actors, such as the locals, social services, and associations. The second concept, co-creation, From the empathizing phase, one conclusion that we had was that recognizing people in your area and taking part in the community life seemed to be an important aspect of feeling safe. Co-creation is aimed to let these locals be a part and create your own community. And the third concept. With this concept, the goal is to revamp the public area with different target groups in mind, a space where everyone can hang out. And for our fourth initial concept, where features for an app that serves as an upgrade in the services that Svenska Bostäder provides from a functionality and accessibility perspective. And the final concept that we had, we noticed that not everyone living in Husby is informed about all the activities and opportunities available in the area. We started to think about one physical and digital place where a resident can maybe get all these local information about Husby, and that is the wall of Husby.
So what was next? We had our 5 concepts and we started to test them. We spoke to some people in Husby and of course to employees from Svenska Bostäder about our concepts. We also sat down and evaluated how well do the concepts actually fulfill the brief to improve the feeling of safety for the people living in Svenska Bostäder's buildings. So doing this, we realized while we were really happy with the concepts, we started to doubt if they could actually have a substantial impact on the feeling of safety, or maybe they just bring a short-term effect. So having all of the knowledge and the insights we already gained in mind, we started over to find out more about the feeling of safety and what it entails. And after 2 weeks, we arrived at the turning point. We consolidated all the material and insights we had gathered, and we added some very important aspects that we realized. And these aspects are not about what makes people feel safe or unsafe, but what is needed for a company or someone who is aiming to improve the feeling of safety of others. So when working with improving the feeling of safety, continuous efforts over time are crucial, especially when it comes to soft factors such as community and sense of belonging that have a positive effect on the feeling of safety. Continuous actions are needed, otherwise the feeling of safety might decrease again once the action is over. Also, a variety of action and measures will bring success. Doing just 1 or 2 different actions will not be enough, since people and groups are different, and also the measures need to be various. And the last point is adaptation to different areas and situations is key. Situations change, areas are different, people are different. So therefore the measures also need to be adaptable in order to bring success. So when combining these new insights together with our old insights, we redefined our view on the challenge. And we formulated it as, how might we empower Svenska Bostäder and its employees to increase their tenants' feeling of safety in a sustainable way? So with empower the employees, we mean that we got the impression that the employees at Svenska Bostäder are really motivated and invested in the topic of safety. But we felt that sometimes they feel that they don't really know what they can do in order to improve the situation. So we wanted to find a solution that would empower and encourage them. And we chose the wording feeling of safety instead of just safety, because we really wanted to stress that we think that these soft factors are so important when it comes to feeling of safety. And we just want to mention that we said sustainable way because we mean that in 2 senses. On the one hand, in the typical sense of sustainability that encompasses ecological, social, and economic sustainability, but also in another sense that we wanted to have a sustainable long-term effect. So with the help of the redefined challenge, we finally created our final concept. And that is Act for Social Sustainability. It's a new concept and digital tool designed to facilitate Svenska Bostäder's work with social sustainability, and in particular, the feeling of safety. So in this sense, ACT, it's not necessarily an acronym. It should emphasize that everyone can just start to act. When it comes to social sustainability and the feeling of safety, we think it's better to just start doing things, no matter how small they are. Instead of planning big actions for a very long time, we mean rather start acting now than later. And also, we think that when talking to different employees from Svenska Bostäder, we realized that feeling of safety is a very big part of their social sustainability work. Therefore, we think our concept can be used for the whole area of social sustainability within Svenska Bostäder. So, but what is this concept all about? This concept aims to empower and inspire employees People should feel encouraged and empowered to carry out small or big projects related to social sustainability and the feeling of safety. And it should be easy to just start doing something, because many small efforts will lead to a change over time. And how does the concept achieve all of this? With the help of the digital tool ACT. And it provides the function to document the projects, to make it easy to collaborate and exchange, to share and evaluate, share in a sense within the company, but also with the outside world. And it makes it possible to evaluate, because evaluation of the actions is so important if you want to use them again and again. And the tool also provides this repeating function in order to do projects again and again. But you may ask yourself, why did we come up with a new concept and not pick one of the first 5? Well, we thought all of these projects were really great, but to present one of them as a single innovative solution, they were not good enough in our opinion. Taking into account all the insights we got, we wanted to deliver something more. A concept that would take into account that one solution is not enough, there need to be several ones, and they need to be done again and again in order to improve the feeling of safety in the long run. But of course, all of these initial concepts, they can be a part of the new concept. They can function as these innovative solutions and projects that are within the tool. And as a last point, we wanted to deliver a concept that would help Svenska Bostäder to work towards their vision, to become a community builder, and to facilitate this sustainable life in and between the houses. And now just a few words on our insights. How is the concept connected to the insights? In many ways, we think it really facilitates working with a sense of belonging at the community. We think it poses lots of possibilities to work against the negative media coverage. It opens up for collaboration and exchange. It works with the continuous efforts for long-term effects, and it makes it easy to adapt the projects. So we had our project. Here you see our first illustrations. Then we made the prototype in Figma. And then we went and showed that to people, the illustrations and the prototype, and asked what they thought. We made some adaptations and changes. We want to mention that we talk about the digital tool here. Of course, in the end, Svenska Bostäder could decide to develop their own digital tool, similar to what we're going to present now, or adapt an existing one, of course. The important thing is in what way the tool facilitates the work with social sustainability and the feeling of safety. And now, the thing you've all been waiting for, here comes our digital tool.
So on the next slides, we will follow Linnea, a fictional employee working at Svenska Bostäder. She is based on our findings and insights from the interviews with employees. So this story serves as an illustration and example of how our concept and the tool ACT could help Svenska Bostäder's employees in a day-to-day work life. So ladies and gentlemen, sit back and relax as we follow Linnea's journey for a bit. So initially we see Linnea sitting in front of the computer. Well, you can see that she's not happy. She just got the results from the yearly customer survey, which showed that the tenants in her area feel unsafe. She's feeling frustrated because she doesn't know how to change the situation. So Linnea opens the computer and enters Svenska Bostäder's intranet. She remembers the new tool that Svenska Bostäder recently launched. It is a tool that is designed to help employees to start, find, and carry out all sorts of different projects related to social sustainability. She clicks on the link in the intranet that navigates her to the tool ACT.
The first page Linnea sees when she logs into the tool ACT is the dashboard, which consists of different smaller boxes for her to navigate in this tool more easily. So if Linnea looks at the menu on the right side, she will, for instance, see the projects page link. From there, she can easily switch to the project page. Let's imagine that Linnea clicks the project link to navigate to the project page. On the projects page, Linnea can find all the projects available in the tool. She can just browse through them or sort them after areas, target group, or other categories. She could, for example, look for project related to women. On this page, Linnea also sees project map where she can easily get an overview and navigate to the project that are ongoing or recently carried out in the different areas of Stockholm.
So eventually, Linnea discovers lots of projects her colleagues have made before. For example, organizing fika with the tenants, collaborating with a local school to paint a wall on the laundry building, etc. And then she finds a project that she would like to take a closer look at. She clicks and gets navigated to the single project page.
This single project page is the page where Linnea can find all the information about the specific project, or detailed description can be found here, such as goal of the project, requirements, and evaluation, and to-do list. There is a button called Share the Project, where she can forward the project to other employees in the company.
So Linnea gets inspired and decides to implement a project in her area with some adaptations. She clicks on Start New Project from this and send it to her boss to get it approved. So, and what's next? Linnea contacts a colleague who conducted this project before, who gives her valuable tips and encouragement on how to go forward with the project. She also sends the project to a handful of other colleagues to notify them what she is going to work on. Maybe someone else wants to join. And eventually, Linnea also finds the evaluation function in the tool. When working on her project, she can easily access evaluation and documentation from past projects. Such a great opportunity that she can benefit from the knowledge others have gained. And after only a short preparation time, Linnea feels ready to conduct her project. She has a backpack full of information and tools, which makes her feel empowered. And then afterwards, the project is successfully done. Linnea feels happy and satisfied. She is already thinking about taking on another project soon. But before that, I feel important things needs to be done. While Linnea carried out her project, she greatly benefited from the documentation and evaluation done by others. Now she's going to continue this tradition and help the next person who will do this project. First, she needs to document some hard facts about the project. If Linnea's project was an event, for instance, she will document information such as actual costs and participants. And secondly, Linnea is working on the evaluation of the project. Depending on the type of project and or action, she could possibly talk to participants, tenants, or other employees to find out what they think. And the last part of this phase is called sharing. Her project could be a story on intranet, a press release, or why not a story on social media. Well, she can also send the finished evaluation and documentation to her boss and team colleagues to show them what she has done and how her project turned out. And what happens after Linnea is done with her project? Hopefully, she can spread the word, and the next day, another colleague of her opens ACT and starts a new project. And then another one and another one. So in the end, a lot of small and big projects will be carried out in different parts of Stockholm. And you know what? Linnea and the other employees at Svenska Bostäder will feel empowered to take action. They learned that little by little, they can make a change and that everyone can take the lead and get a ball rolling. But that is not everything. Together, these various and adaptable projects will continuously help to strengthen the tenants' sense of belonging and increasing the feeling of safety. So yes, that was the end of the story with Linnea. I hope you all enjoyed it. But yes, before we end the presentation, we would like to highlight that we think that this concept has the potential to benefit not only Svenska Bostäder and its employees, and obviously the Svenska Bostäder tenants, but also other people living in the areas and the city of Stockholm. So in conclusion, we would like to say that we are thankful for getting the opportunity to work on this challenge. It was very fun. We learned a lot during this process, from understanding the complexity and importance of safety, to learning about the challenges of a municipality-owned housing company, to, in the end, of course, seeing the potential for safer days in the future. Yes, thank you all for listening and having your attention. If you ever would like to contact us, there is an email here. Yeah, thank you.